together. And in this team, we had a lot. Ball is sponsored by Madrid, and the kickoff is on by Taiwan, and that's the first kick of the season. It's TBT versus Strong.
They're building from the back. In football, you don't want to play from the back, but you see them playing from the back. One touches with the defenders, and now they're in the midfield. But of course, they're being intercepted by these players.
And it's an attack from TBT. Surging forward, back to the midfield, back to the defense, to Chike. Chike gives the best to Michael.
We're here to make this football. We're here to looking from the back, building from the back, confidence.
The question with defending champions. In the free kick scenario, I don't think he's one of the rankings there. You can see Hassan leading up the ball, he shoots, and it's blocked by TBT. And it's another as the first attempt and goes as the first ball inside the box. And then whips it in. And that goes way wide. Trump Strong, the first corner has gone to Trump Strong. The first free kick went to Trump Strong. Will they get the first goal? That is so up for grabs.
Danger not completely clear. So once again with the ball, he whips it in, and the goalkeeper was comfortable on that one.
I want to see Sadiq Katika. You know, you can't have the all-time scorer in your ranks and have him, sitting on the bench. But the reason has to be when you have someone like Hassan also leading the line. It doesn't beg the question as to why Sadiq is sat on the bench for the opening game. But he's just joining the team. So you just take a little bit of getting him through his competition basis. And that is still TBT. That's a good shimmy. And he shoots! What a beautiful goal! Look, seriously opens his goal line. Opens the goal line for the first night. And the champions surrender the lead to TBT FC, which scored the first goal of the season. Two-time Mutai Shesidas. And it's a goal kick. Will it be an upset on the opening day of the season? Will it be TBT? And it's TBT with the first 3 points of the competition. A wonderful, wonderful game. A brilliant game by the parties. Last season semi-finalists, Dutchman. Final. And there's a whole lot to look up to. So much to believe. Bosman are welcoming their team. The music star who was a consistent goal scorer from the 72 bench last season for Virtual FC. Number 7. Building from their back line.
Welcome you on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. Adeni Ajishafe. Always good to promote our sport, at least we're speaking Nigerian language there. Welcome you once again on the show. We'll be looking at stories trending, but really we know that it's season of award, especially when Nigeria is right now the king of Africa when it comes to men's football, best goalkeeper, and team of the year for women. We just have to continue to celebrate. And aside that, we'll also be looking at NSC. What are they doing this time around? They are cooking a lot for Nigerian sport development. We'll also be looking on that on the show about the show right now. Let's start with the award category that we've been celebrating since on Monday. But right now, we look at the man that is right now number 1 in Africa when it comes to that particular CAF award. His name is Ademola Lookman. Says difficult moment rather, gave me strength, according to Ademola Lookman. If you check the antecedent of this young man's career, you really see that difficult moment really held him down, but he never ever gave in. He was able to fight on and he was able to win, and right now he's being celebrated in and out of Africa. Congrats to him there. But looking at that story, you want to agree with me that it's never too good to give up when difficulty comes. You just have to find a way to overcome difficult moment, and that is why we're looking at that story alongside sports journalist. That's Olujide Olushola is here in the studio with us. Your name is always when you have Olujide Olushola. Good to have you, Olujide Olushola.
Back again. Good morning.
Okay, so we're talking about Ademola Lookman saying difficult moments actually made him to be able to get tough enough to withstand whatever happened from his Charleston Athletic days to Everton. That was a down moment. Then to Leipzig, loan to Fulham, to Leicester, before moving to Atalanta, where everything turned around.
You know, the hallmark of a great man is I picks up himself when he falls and he rises. Like you said, when he Everton, that was the downtime of his career. I remember when he was in Fulham, he just played that Panenka penalty that went, the other side. So it's been a very beautiful moment for the Lookman, because he started very poorly in his career. He went from one club to another club trying to pick his form. And I think he got his mojo when he went to Italy, Atalanta, and that's where he now picked up this real form. And we have seen him shining, playing marvelously. And it's been beautiful seeing that he has been crowned the best player, 14th in the world according to FIFA ranking, and then best in Africa. And he was the only African on that particular FIFA Ballon d'Or list. That shows how much he has grown from a child, from a little boy who was playing poorly. But it did not allow his bad moments to bring him down. He overcame his a bad moment, learned from it, and of course we have seen the result now, being that he's not the champion of African football, in fact the king of African football. I think it's a good one for his career so far, and the prayer now just seems to extend to remain consistent, and probably enter into the top 10 of FIFA Ballon d'Or. Probably, maybe one day he could win the FIFA Ballon d'Or coveted prize. Now,
if you look at this award, we know that right now we have 6 Nigerians who have been able to win it, starting from the late Rashidi Yakini, to Amuneke, Kanuwanko twice, Ikpeba, Victor Osimhen, and then we have Ademola Lookman. It took a long time after Ikpeba before Nigeria actually smelled that award.
I think like 19 years thereabouts.
Before Osimhen won it last time. And really, it was as if Nigerians were not playing football, even though we had some outstanding players, especially the likes of JJ Okocha. So a lot of people were like, what happened that JJ could not scoop this award? But JJ came out during the time when Samuel Eto'o, Didier Drogba, Yaya Toure, Mustafa Haji were really, to some extent, this particular award, because of the voting system, at time in not favor Anglophone, because mostly Francophone nations are much more in Africa, so it favors them mostly, especially Eto'o, Yaya Toure, Drogba, although they played well to warrant those awards, but JJ didn't stand a chance at all during those times, despite his talent.
That's just the only odd person that everybody felt in the whole world should have won at least.
Even if it was once.
At least was compensated with a BBC African Player of the Year.
Come on, BBC African Player is just like, that's for BBC. But this is Africa.
I know, but it was just very, very sad that JJ Okocha never won.
Maybe during that Mustafa Haji period, maybe that would have gone to him, although it was painful anyway.
No, if we look at Lookman's zone, the Moroccans were not happy. They wanted Hakimi to win because they felt Hakimi did better, or in their own sentiment bias, that they felt Hakimi did better. But logically, we all knew that. Let's put the fact that I'm a Nigerian, Lookman's a Nigerian, but logically and technically,
Lookman deserves more than Hakimi.
Yes,
I still don't understand. People were like, why would the Moroccans be pushing for Hakimi like that? When they know it's obvious that Lookman had a better season.
It's just sentiment. Morocco now do well in the Nations Cup, and Hakimi as well did not even perform excellently well with the PSG. But we saw what Lookman did for Atalanta.
Nigeria.
Score hat-trick in the final that has not been done in a very long while. And of course, it was responsible for Nigeria to get to the finals of the AFCON, even though we lost. And we saw we again doing the normal. Atalanta they're leading the table in Italy, so he deserved it more than Hakimi. But like I said, sentiment was coming in that it's our own boy. He cannot bring the award to Morocco, and our own boy should not win, that kind of stuff. As for JJ, JJ was marvelous. He was fantastic. He was clinical. He was too beautiful to watch that he was named twice. But then it was just unfortunate that he could not just scoop that award once based on politics, because that's just it.
Yes.
Yeah, the voting power, the voting bloc, lied more with the northern, the Francophone side against the Anglophone side, and unfortunately he could not garner. And the law in between that why we were not able to win this award for a very long time it was as a result of the demise of the Nigerian football. We're going down practically. We are not winning. We're not winning. Our players, though they are playing well in their various clubs, but they were not shining lights in their clubs. They were not the arrowhead of their team. Until when Osimhen came on board, that it was in fact was the hottest striker at the point as of last year. So we've seen our football grow gradually. You know, we are growing. Then we went down. Then we went down a bit, and of course we are now growing back again gradually to get to that point where we should be. We are not there yet. We should be the top nation in Africa. I think we are fifth in Africa, but we shouldn't be. But I think gradually we are climbing the ladder little by little, and whereby we see our Nigerian players in key clubs around the world making waves. I think we are getting there, and we are seeing a new Nigerian football coming up, and hopefully I pray we sustain this momentum and of course improve on what you have right now going forward.
We are talking about the award that was actually schooled by Ademola Lookman. It's still a moment for Nigeria, back-to-back for Nigerian footballers, and for Chiamaka Nnadozie, a back-to-back as a goalkeeper, the best in Africa for women. And we can't take anything away from Super Falcons for what they've done. While looking at this, the National Sports Commission, Director General, the Bukola Olapade, also it was there during that award. Right now, say, well, that CAF award, we're looking at the second story. CAF awards will impact Nigerian sports positively. Olapade, and this is a good one because from the way it is now, this is an inspiration to other sportsmen out there. That yes, despite all Ademola went through, he was still able to commit himself to Nigeria. And aside that, going to Atalanta, a team that if you want to look at it, you feel like, okay, with Atalanta, not Inter, not Juventus, and still he was able to make a moment for himself. And for Nnadozie, back-to-back goalkeeper, a lot of young ones to be impacted on with this situation.
No, I agree with you, and I agree with what the DG said, because the younger ones, they'll be motivated. Now, if you ask some of these players, they'll say, what was a role model? They'll tell you Kanu Nwankwo, Gigi Okocha, Rashid Yekini, the big stars, because they looked up to them. So now, if the younger players now see Lookman, Osimhen, all of them playing well, and they're looking up to them, it will inspire them. Okay, one day I want to win this AFCON as well too. And you cannot just win AFCON by mouth. You have to put in the practice, put in the work. You have seen younger players idolizing Messi, idolizing Ronaldo de Lima, that want to be like this player, and they've gone to that level that yes, I'm getting it gradually. Pape he idolizes Ronaldo, and we are seeing that he's moving gradually to that point whereby he become a world. It was a world already, but a bigger world star. So I think this award will spur the younger generations, the upcoming stars that, oh yes, I want to be like Ademola Lookman. I might have had a rough start. Maybe my career started very poorly. I've been on loan to several clubs. But yeah, finally I now get to a club that actually tunes with my own kind of person, and boom, I begin to explode. So it's going to help boost our industry, not only football, across all sector of sports. Athletics, we have athletes who look up to Brume, look up to Toba Musa and co. Even the basketballers as well too. So it's a whole large ecosystem whereby the younger generation will be motivated. And once they're motivated, because it's very key to success, once they're motivated, of course, they'll put in all their mind, their effort, anything they need to get to that top. And that is where, and it will reflect positively on the growth of our sport generally.
Seriously,
I think it's a good one.
A lot of reflection there, talking about Ademola Lookman and Nnadozie, Super Falcons getting those awards at the recently hosted CAF Awards there in Morocco. But still talking about awards, it's still the season where players are really trying their style to see how they can win things. But now, this time around, we'll look briefly on FIFA Best Award. For Vinicius Jr., it was almost a moment where people were like, well, what will happen? Will he win it or not? But he was able to scope it, and congrats to the Brazilian. Like, people are now saying, okay, now that he has won this, maybe Man City will be forgiven and they can begin to win. Okay, let's talk about this briefly. Vini Jr. won this award on two, we have 4 categories of vote for this award. Yeah. The journalists, the coaches, you have the fans, yes, and you have the players themselves. Yeah. He won with wide margin with the fans across the globe, and he also won widely with the players. Yes. They voted for him. But the coaches and the journalists voted for Rodri.
Yeah.
So that's a moment where, if you check the Ballon d'Or, Rodri won.
Yeah.
The Ballon d'Or with the vote coming from the captains and also the journalists and the coaches. But this time around, it was like all the fans worldwide went angry and then decided to vote over 2 million votes for Vinicius Junior in the fan zones, and then in the player zone he also won widely, 600 votes, 1,000 votes to also at least lodge ahead of Rodri.
Yeah, apparently we all knew, we all felt and believed that he deserved to have won the Ballon d'Or. But I think what counted against was the fact that we had players like Jude Bellingham on the list, which splitted his vote. Players like so other players, Pape was also on that list as well too, that splitted his votes. So it was very, very tight at that point for that Ballon d'Or. But in FIFA, because now fans are allowed to vote for the best players, so and fans, me, you, everybody across the world, we all know that Vini Junior is currently the best player right now in the world, and the players themselves also even know, because they play with him and they play against him as well. Some coaches might not like him, some journalists as well, of course, they have their biases. Everybody has their own biases, but you know.
But the one for fans was the massive vote, because
he entertains the fans on the pitch, just the Messi does, just Ronaldo does. So he entertains, and they see his skills. They see how without him, basically Real Madrid is, their firepower reduces. But on him on the pitch, he has created more firepower, more presence on the pitch. So fans see all these things, but coaches might not, because some of them might not like his attitude off the pitch and on the pitch, because of probably the way he reacts to players, referees, and all that.
And now he's fighting racism and all that.
So they might not like that aspect because of his attitude, which is it cannot change him. That's who he is. Just like Ronaldo now, who is a club boy, he cannot stop some players from being themselves. So if you stop him, that you are limiting his skills, you are limiting his vision. So let him do what he wants to do, be free. And I think that's what Arteta has done with him. Do what you want to do on pitch.
Just go there and win.
And play. So for the fans, coming together to vote for him shows that they know and they believe that he is the best player in the world. And I'm glad that he won as well too. I'm a Real Madrid player, supporter, and I'm glad he won as well too. At least to douse that tension that he was cheated in the Ballon d'Or award. Right now, I consider FIFA bigger than Ballon d'Or.
And aside that, too, Ancelotti scooped the best coach too. So that's a big one.
Ancelotti, of course, is a legend. You can't take it from him. He has been in the game for several years. So it's between him and Pep Guardiola. But based on the current form of last season, of course, it had to go to Ancelotti. Considering how he came from the dead, to win the games, win the Champions League, even win the league and all that. And right now, he is the most decorated coach in Real Madrid history with 15 titles so far. And of course, the season is just starting. We still have 2025.
And he actually won 2 already.
It was already. So it's a good season. It's a good time for Real Madrid. This year is a very good year for Real Madrid in terms of footballing.
At least what they couldn't get at the Ballon d'Or, they have been able to get at the FIFA Best Award right now. Just to touch on that briefly for those out there to see that, how did he win this? Because he couldn't win the Ballon d'Or. Well, the voting really favored him this time around from the fans worldwide, where he got a massive vote there. Well, that's Vinicius Junior and Bonmati, the lady that won the Best Player for Women. You can't take anything away from Bonmati for what she has been doing with Barcelona Femenino, and also for Carlo Ancelotti, the Don. He really deserves all the accolades he's getting worldwide for the fact that if you look at what he has done when it comes to football coach, as a football coach rather, he has really showed dominance across the globe with his calmness and candor. He deserves all the accolades he's getting. Well, from the FIFA award, let's come back to Nigerian sport. A lot of sport that we actually showcase in Nigeria, but this time around, another one is really springing up, and Nigerians are really very good in it. But right now, as we speak, they met with the leadership of National Sports Commission just recently, 2 days ago. NSCDG, that's the story we're looking at, actually had a strategic meeting with esports stakeholders, stakeholders of e-sport came to meet with him to see how they can get forward this particular sport that is getting a lot of momentum in this nation. And really, we have a lot of Nigeria who are into computer, who are into video games playing, and before you know it, we dominate the world. We have so much talent in this. First of all, let's look at the definition of e-sport for people to really understand what e-sport stands for. The E there stands for electronics anyway. Let's have it quickly. It's a video game where at least all of us sit down, we take the pouch and we play pad rather, and we play e-sport. E-sport, short for electronic sport, is a form of competition using video games. E-sport often takes the form of organized multiplayer video game competitions, particularly between professional players, played individually or as teams. And you can imagine, you know how good Nigerians are when it comes to this issue of tech. So they are ready for it, and really it's getting better. They had to meet with DG of National Sport Commission, Bukola Olakpade, to see how they can get this sport of e-sport to that enviable height. Olujide, you want to agree with me that in a couple of years we will dominate this sport? That was how Scrabble started, and now one of the best.
Yeah, I know we have a lot of gamers. Including myself, I played a lot of games, e-sport myself, but then it's going to be very difficult, you know, because of China. The Chinese guys are extremely good. As in, they're just too good. I think they're one of the best. China and US, that the two best countries when it comes to e-sport. Of course, we have good Nigerians who play very well as well too. But maybe as we begin to improve on our internet connectivity, begin to get more players to get involved in this game. Yes, practice makes perfect, and we have very talented players when it comes to gaming, FIFA, PS in Nigeria, and but we will need to break the barrier, the stronghold of the Chinese and Americans when it comes to this sport. But then I think we can achieve it over the years, consistent funding. But one thing we need to do, that we need to increase our internet connectivity. That is very key, because I can't be playing with somebody in Nigeria here. I'm on 4G, but the person is probably on 8G.
The speed at which the person will get results
is faster down. So and sometimes we have lags in our internet connectivity. So we need to improve on our internet connectivity first. So
we're talking about infrastructure now, because this particular sport is a digital sport that you have to. Internet is just the playing field.
It's the playing field. So I can stay in my room, apply for a competition somewhere. As far as there's electricity, that's another thing. Power supply is constant.
Internet is constant.
It's constant, and I have my gadgets, my screen, my pad, my
up-to-date gadgets. Anyway.
Up to date, complete. So I can play with somebody right there in China
or US.
Enter into competition, and be paid after all, So or come to an open place, maybe a hall where they've organized for everybody. So it's so we need to improve on our infrastructure, basically power and internet connectivity, and then invest more in players. Get them the gadgets, the consoles, because they are quite expensive.
The hardwares that they need for this.
They're actually very expensive now, and but then I believe as Nigerians we can actually rub shoulders with the Americans and Chinese when it comes to esports. It gradually is a new game coming on board. Not many people have keyed into it. Most people play for fun in Nigeria, not for anything. But if you go to places like our zone, Said Plaza, people play this game there, pay money and play competition there. So it's all part of developing the game as well.
But seriously, we need to get it right, because this sport will really help a lot of Nigerians. If you look at one of the graphics there, with about 4 Nigerians wearing green, representing us over there in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, for that particular esports tournament, that shows that we begin to go as a team. Apart from individual games, we can go as a team representing Nigeria. Like I said, about 4 of them wearing that green went to Riyadh, and before you know it, I still remember when the tech ball started. Now we have a Nigerian dominating. It's already going places now, representing the nation. And we saw when Bob Skeleton came to that sport, some Nigerians went into it and they begin to thrive. And seriously, look at them, about 5 of them representing Nigeria over there in Riyadh. And at least that's an eye-opener for that particular sport, generating a lot of buzz in this nation. It's not just to play for fun, it's to also play it, win some money, and also put the name of your nation over there at the world map. And really appreciate what the e-sport federation are doing, meeting with the DG of National Sports Commission to see how they can make this particular sport also go places. After all, not everybody will play soccer as we always advocate. Some will go to esports, some will go to judo, taekwondo, some will actually go into tech ball, and they will actually thrive. Well, as the way it is with Scrabble, where Nigerians are now dominating in a couple of years, we want to see, even though Jide said, well, the Chinese of this world, the US of this world are really very good, we can close the gap against them. And before you know it, Nigeria will dominate this particular e-sport. Good one there coming from the NSC, trying to see how they can bring all sport on board. And it's going well. Hopefully, like the chairman of the NSC said, that it's a work in progress for them, and they're trying to see how they can make Nigerian sport go better. From there, we'll be playing against Ghana when it comes to CHAN. CHAN competition is the competition meant for players plying their trade in Africa, playing their own Cup of Nations. Well, as it is, this particular championship, before we can go there, we need to overtake the hurdle of playing against Ghana. The Ghana Black Galaxies will be facing Nigerian Super Eagles Team B. And according to a Ghana coach, he said, we are ready to qualify against Nigeria. I still don't know. They are becoming a thorn in the flesh. I remember 2022 World Cup that was playing in Qatar. They came, they saw, they conquered against us, and they were able to go. So this time around, they are already plotting again. I just hope that this particular plot will be dismantled by our players.
No, it will be. It will be because, like you said, Ghana are becoming a thorn in our flesh, and in recent years. But notwithstanding, I believe the Super Eagles Team B are up to the task. We have the legendary Rabiu Ali, who is who is I think to me is the most experienced player in that team, and is a legend. Though he's aging, but still he still has the mentality to win, and I think it can rally up the support, it can rally up the motivation of the players that no, we are better than the Ghanaians. The black Galaxies, black Galaxies, not even Black Stars.
Not Black Stars, they are the Team B.
But we are the Super Eagles, but just that they are the Team B.
Team B, yes.
So I believe I'll be able to have an edge over the Ghanaians this time around. I think enough of them trying to come in and derail us from achieving our goals. We should not turn the table around and derail them from going forward, because it's our right, not their right.
Well, while we are talking that it's our right, not their right, but they too, they are equally.
They'll say their right, not our right. So it's
no, Nigeria and Ghana. I love the rivalry anyway. It's good. It tells it brings the best out of us. Yes. When it comes to jollof rice, we are fighting that one. When it comes to entertainment, their entertainers are also trying to strive against Nigerian entertainers. When it comes to movies, it's there. Now sports, in fact, that's the baba of all, like we always say.
Football is even the overall.
Now, we play against Ghana this weekend in Accra Stadium. And that's a match that I still remember when Eagles went there.
Yes.
So we're thinking, okay, whatever happens then when we come here, we'll finish the job. But it never happened. So they should take a cue from that and do well in Ghana first.
Yes, I agree with you, because I always feel that if you are playing away first as Nigeria, we should not look for a draw. So we can look for a draw, but not goalless draw.
At least go for a win.
Yes, not even goalless draw. At least if it's 1-1, 2-2, or at most, go for a win. But if we cannot get a win, let us at least get a draw, a score draw, not goalless draw. Because I know that it's something that can be very difficult getting a win away from home. So if you are playing away first, let's take advantage of that first. Get as much goals as you can. Then come home. Now you feel a little bit less pressured, because if you go away and probably you lose or it's a goalless draw, you have more pressure on you at home. Just as happened for us against Ghana, Nigeria, that we played the 0-0 in Ghana, then we played the 1-1 draw here in Nigeria, and we lost out. So we should just go into Ghana with the mindset of getting a win. And if we do not get that win, but at least we must score, because it will relieve us of that pressure when we come back home. And I believe Eguavon and his team and the technical crew, they know that already, and I believe and I hope that they go into Ghana, into that first qualifier, with the mindset of getting a win.
But what I love about the Ghanaians and Nigerians, if we are to compete against another nation now, if Nigeria is winning, Ghanaians support Nigeria. No, I noticed that. I noticed that Ghanaians easily support Nigeria. If I saw online, immediately they declared Ademola Lookman the winner of that award. The Ghanaians, I was seeing their posts. Okay, yes, you really deserve it, this and that. This is for our brother and all that.
Yeah, we are for our banter, our rivalry is not it's not bitter rivalry. It's a friendly rivalry. We know that we are better than you. We know no, we are better. No, I cook better than you. So it's a very good
healthy competition.
Exactly, yes. And so of course, like when Adema Lukman won, they all praised Nigerians, and of course, if it was the Ghanaian that won as well, too, we'll have also praised the Ghanaian. Though we might even banter them we might even banter them as usual.
Yeah, we borrowed them.
We borrowed them. So it's all friendly, friendly banter and all that, and it is good for us. But when it comes to the main stage, of course, at that point, everybody on his own, Then even after the game, when I say yes, we are better than you. I recall during the qualifiers, with some Ghanaian journalists, we were making mouths. Oh, we beat you. We'll do that. Of course, when they now defeated Nigeria, they start arguing all of us. Sorry, yeah, don't worry. Yeah, stay at home. We'll give you the gist from Qatar.
From Qatar, can you imagine? Seriously.
So it's all friendly banter, and it's very good for us. And it's good for the African growth, for African unionism, and as well too.
Well, we've been talking sports on the show 360 Sport, where we take it all around with Olujide Olushola in the studio with us. And right now, we're looking at so many stories so far. We talked about CAF Award, FIFA Award. We talked about Nigeria playing against Ghana. The big one coming up there for the Team B of Super Eagles. Those players playing their trade in Africa. And also, Black Galaxy are ready, according to their coach. They will do everything possible to qualify at the expense of Nigeria. What's the big one coming up this weekend at the Accra Stadium over there in Ghana? I'm sure the Ghanaians will all come out to support their team. And also, using this medium to call on Nigerians. By the time the second leg is coming up in Nigeria, we come out to support them in Uyo. Their big one. Hopefully, Nigeria will scoop this and let's be 1-1. They went for the World Cup. Let's win this. Now, let's talk about a team. So far, this year, they've been able to win 2 trophies and really they are celebrating. They call them the Los Blancos. Some call them Los Merengues. They are really doing so well. Real Madrid wins inaugural FIFA Intercontinental Cup against Pachuca of Mexico. That particular game that took place yesterday over there in that Lusail Stadium in Qatar, and they were able to win. Congrats to Real Madrid. Congrats to Ancelotti. Mbappe has won 2 awards for himself right now, and this season is really going places. Despite not starting well, but now they are beginning to find their foot, and they are really doing well. Well, for this, I greet you. Hala Madrid.
Thank you. No, I say no. It cannot stop Madrid from winning trophies when it comes to cup competitions. And I'm so happy for Pape that now in his career he has won 2 European cups that he has never had in his trophy cabinet. It's always the league and of course the World Cup. But now he has won European 2 cups now, and he won 1 European Cup and one World Club Cup. So I'm happy for Pape, for Real Madrid. They are the world champions again when it comes to club football, and you cannot stop Real Madrid. The more you stop them, the more we, I will not say they now, the more we, of course.
I see the joy there. But seriously,
we get better and all that. So I think it's a roller coaster for Real Madrid as a team that they have all these players, they have all the stars, and I'm glad that Vinicius Junior is back from his injury.
And he was able to at least make impact.
Yes. So my only problem right now with Madrid is just the defense line because the key players, the key defenders are all out injured. But hopefully that by next year they'll come back alive, and of course that defense will be solidified again. That it become impenetrable. That to score goals it will be so hard. But then good luck to Madrid again, and I see them. It's almost like our bet right actually.
Well, Real Madrid have they seriously winning trophy for them is kind of it's becoming a tradition. They just find a way around it, no matter how difficult. They just find their way.
Let me tell you now, this current Champions League now, though we are fumbling, though we've not had a very good season, but one thing I know is that when it gets to the thick,
if you are able to get to the knockout stage,
that is where the real business starts. Yes.
If you are able to escape this,
in fact, you have escaped because we'll be playing. We'll be playing whoever we play next. So once you can clear the order and we get to the knockout stage, I think that's where the real business starts.
Don't make mouth yet. You are still playing. You are still between 9 to 24. So it's still open for anything.
It doesn't matter. Now we are back. Don't worry. Don't just calm down. Real Madrid will get into the knockout stage definitely. And once Real Madrid gets into the knockout stage, that's where the real business of the tournament starts. And once that starts, they are unstoppable.
Let me get a fast one on you. Well, let's assume now Real Madrid, Atalanta gets to the final of this year's Champions League.
I'm sorry, Atlanta will lose again.
You will not actually be compatriot enough to support Ademola Lookman to win.
No.
What if the table turns and it happened just the way it happened last time and he's able to at least maybe 2-1 in favor of Atalanta?
That's football. Football can be cruel sometimes.
But now you say it's cruel. Anyway, just bring some banter in the studio. We'll be looking at Real Madrid winning that particular Intercontinental Cup against Pachuca of Mexico over there in Qatar. Lusail Stadium, where was the place the game was played, and they did it convincingly. 3 goals. Mbappe was able to score, Rodrigo, and also Vinicius Junior, FIFA best player. And right now, just can't take it away from that team. Carlo Ancelotti really knows how to get the best out of that team. No matter how, even if they are crawling, they will get something out, and really it's getting better for the likes of Jude Bellingham, Kylian Mbappe being able to win right now. 2 cup for him, 2 titles since he joined the Los Merengues over there in Spain. Congrats to them. And right now, let's just quickly touch on result of games played in the English League Cup. Games were played for Liverpool. Really, this season has been a fantastic one for them, and just have to give them kudos. Looking at the result, anyway, we look at it like this: Arsenal versus Crystal Palace in favor of Arsenal, 3-2. They defeated Crystal Palace. Newcastle also won 3-1 in that encounter. Looking at the result for Liverpool, they also won. Even though before you look at Liverpool result, but Arsenal 3-2 against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace almost.
Yeah, though I didn't watch the game. I was watching the Real Madrid game before, and I switched into Arsenal as well too. But the little I watched from Arsenal, Arsenal they dogged out the results. Crystal Palace were all over them. But I think the superiority, the firepower, the superiority of the Arsenal players overshadowed the Crystal Palace players, and they're able to grind out this 3-2 result. You know, it was a very, very close score for Arsenal. But based on the fact that they are in form right now, though their league might be shaking a little bit on and off, but we can't take away from Arteta that he has molded a competitive team. That no matter what, no matter if you are pushed to the wall, we always try to get out the results, compared to the Arsenal of yesteryears, whereby they can easily relax and they've lost. But kudos to Arsenal for grinding out that win at all costs against Crystal Palace. And for Newcastle, Brentford, it was almost, to me, it was going to be a one-way traffic for Newcastle against Brentford.
For you, they're not standing the chance at all.
Yeah, because I think ever since they lost this Onyeka, the tank, Frank Onyeka, the tank.
He moves to Augsburg.
Yeah, I think the defensive midfield of Brentford collapsed a bit. Because the reason why Onyeka is called the tank, because he is a shield. He shields that. He shields.
He always absorb the heat coming.
Yes.
From the midfield and everywhere.
But I still don't understand the rationale behind them
selling him.
I don't. They should have, whatever he needed, they should have given him. If it's more money needed, they should have added a little more money for him, because he was the fulcrum of that midfield. That without him, just like he did for Leicester City. So Frank was also doing the same thing for Brentford. So now, and since he left, the league form is not very impressive as well too. So I'm not surprised that Newcastle, had a field way, an easy way, to get that 3-1 win over Brentford yesterday.
Seriously, a good one for Mikel Arteta. Arteta, 5 years now with Arsenal, and all he needs to do now is to prove a point by winning this league.
Yes.
He just have to find a way around it.
He has won the EFL, he has won the Carabao Cup, he has won the Carling Cup and all that. So he just needs to win the Premiership at all costs. But that was signifying that my 5 years investment, my 5 years work in this team, that statement, trust the process, has finally delivered him the Holy Grail, which is the English Premier League trophy, which he needs to win for Arsenal to cement his status as a legend. Of course, he's a former player, but that after Arsene Wenger won several years ago, maybe like 20 years ago, thereabout, that he needs to now win this and bring that trophy back to
at least. Let him at least take a cue from Ten Hag. Ten Hag, within 2 years, was able to win Carabao, win another cup, and I think it's high time that Arteta will seal that, stamp his feet on the floor that yes, I've come to stay. I'm one of the best when it comes to this coaching job. After 5 years, let me get this.
Yeah, and that nearly doesn't cut it. They've tried, they've gotten close.
Nearly twice.
Just when it gets to the tick of the game of the season, that's when they fumble. No, they will play well for the first 30 games. Then I mean the last 6 games or thereabouts, 8 games, they begin to falter and lose grip on the trophy. They'll be seeing the trophy, koro, but
no, the word koro does not win the trophy. You are only seeing it, but you are not grabbing it. So it's the people that grab it that wins the koro.
we see Man City who are behind. I still not giving up on Man City this season. That's just one about that team. I've not given up Man City. Yeah, they might be fourth on the table with about 6-point difference. Nothing stops Liverpool from losing games. Nothing stops Chelsea from losing games. Nothing stops, I think, Arsenal from losing games. And Man City begins to climb up. They've done that in the last 2 seasons, coming from behind to win the league. So nobody should write off Man City when it comes to the Premier League.
So automatically, Arteta's case should not be NIN. Nearly is nothing.
It just has to be consistent from now to the end of the season. If he drops points, his chance of getting the trophy decreases. So he needs to get more points,
and continue to be consistent.
And you have to defeat the big teams, your main rivals. That is Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea, and Man City. If you cannot defeat all these
big guys,
then you have no business winning the league.
Okay, still talking about the English League Cup. Let's talk about Liverpool. Liverpool too was able to dislodge Southampton. Though that was expected because the form that they are right now, in fact, out of this world for Liverpool.
Slot he has slotted in well in Liverpool, actually.
Just came in and was from nowhere.
He has, from a Dutch league.
Maybe, like we say in Nigeria, what's his name? The man that left, Jogging Club cuts off so for him.
Okay.
As you are entering, this is what you should just do this, because it's a shocking moment, and slot Champions League and slot Premier League, and look at what he's doing right now in League Cup.
Honestly,
and the same Dutchman, sorry to cut you, Ten Hag from Dutch and Slot from Netherlands. And how did he do it?
I think Jurgen Klopp has laid a very solid foundation for in fact, probably if you go and coach Liverpool, maybe you might find it very easy, because Jurgen Klopp had already laid that winning mentality, that foundation, a very good structure that anybody that comes after me will not find it difficult to carry on the momentum. And Slot is still dealing with the same players that Jurgen Klopp left for him. Yeah, there might be 1 or 2 players that came in, and some maybe 1 or 2 that left. But the main bulk of the players, but the same players that play for Jurgen Klopp. Even the last season of Jurgen Klopp, he said that he was out of steam. He had no more ideas. He was already tired. So, but Slot has come in and he has slotted in well. He has been able to bring in his own mentality, his own ideology, coupled with what the players already know on ground.
So everything just work together. Alignment.
Seamlessly. Now they've not lost a game in the Champions League. They're on top. In the Premier League, they're doing fantastically well. Now in the FA Cup, clearing any opponent out of the way. So I think Liverpool, they are the main team of this season, actually. Yeah, and they're going to be a major rival for Real Madrid in case they meet.
I almost mentioned that Liverpool, watch out for them. I hope they are the one that will dislodge Real.
It's going to be a very tough one, of course, because they want to prove a point that Real Madrid, we've lost 2 finals to you. It cannot happen again this time around.
And seriously, Liverpool deserve all the accolades, and Slot has really turned things around. Them are now being able to extend the deal for Mo Salah. It's another spark for them.
Yes. But Mo Salah is like an engine room. Ever since Sadio Mane left, Mo Salah became the fulcrum of the attack and all that. And of course, we've seen other players coming to join the attack. But everything still goes around Mo Salah. Is the engine room when it comes to the goals that they need in that team. And since he even cut his hair, in fact,
it was as if after cutting the hair, more goals were coming.
He was scoring with a reckless abandon.
More goals are springing up.
Yeah. And the way he moves with his legs, he's left-footed. The way he moves with his leg, he moves so much that you do not know where he's going to move. You might think he's going to the right, but somehow he turns to the left. But he has been fantastic for Liverpool, and I think without him this season, probably Liverpool have got a number of goals. He has assisted so many goals, and he has also scored a lot of goals by himself. So if he's on the team, yes, they could find a replacement, but at the moment he is the arrowhead
of Liverpool. Now, let me just do one with you. Your best player so far in English Premier League, so far.
Funny enough, I would say it's Kopama.
The Chelsea man.
Yeah, I think though he's a young guy, he's still learning the ropes. He has not gotten to that world-class stage, but so far so good. I mean, I'm actually impressed with the way he has been playing his game.
Is it because Madrid wants to come for him?
I don't. No.
I got you there.
No.
I'm sure I got you there because
I don't
the
think
news
so.
is getting everywhere.
I don't think,
They are already looking at him.
Yeah, he's very high on the transfer market. So every club, Man City, no, I don't think good Man City. Madrid.
Look at what I'm doing to you.
Bayern Munich, the big clubs we want to have him because of he's a raw talent, and he needs to play with bigger players, more experienced players who will guide him, and bring out that juice in
bigger players like Mbappe, Vinicius Junior,
Modric, or he goes to Bayern Munich.
Now I see where the English is coming from. You're trying to find a way to favor yourself. Oh my goodness, sports can just make you to be so selfish. Talking about Premier League, although we delve into it from the English League Cup that we're looking at. And seriously, fantastic performance from Liverpool, Arsenal, Newcastle United, and really they deserve all the accolades they get, especially for Liverpool, the team that never ever walk alone. And Slot is getting all the accolades right now. Talking about Cole Palmer, that young man is really doing well for Chelsea and for his career too. Who knows? Maybe the Los Blancos will get him as he really wants to go for him. Talking about Real Madrid, after all, you have Jude Bellingham there. So, issue of speaking English is not going to be a big problem for him. Now, before we go, because of our time, we just go straight to the other results of games played in Europe yesterday. We just touch on that and we look at, now let's not go to UEFA Women Champions. Let's just look at the other results quickly right now. Okay, while we look at other results, because games were playing La Liga, games were playing French League One, and then we talk about a particular player who also is doing well with Chelsea. That will be the wrap of the show. For Spanish La Liga, Espanyol against Valencia ended 1-1. Villarreal against Vallecano also ended 1-1. Copa Italia last 16. Atalanta, despite Ademola Lookman not being there, they walloped their opponents in Senna 6-1 in that encounter. Roma 4. Sampdoria 1, French League 1, Monaco against PSG went in favor of PSG. They were able to do the 4-2 against them. Looking at these results, Jide.
No, by picking Atalanta, even without the star boy, the golden boy.
I should go and rest and enjoy his CAF awards.
The golden boy of African football right now. They're still able to beat Cesena. No, it was coming. I expected Atalanta to win this game because one, they are in top form right now. They are topping the Italian league. So I think that form, they took that form from the league to the cup games, and it was fantastic for them to defeat Cesena. And then PSG, Monaco. These are two giants in French football as well too, and it was good to be. When I saw this fixture, I was expecting that it to be a draw game actually between Monaco and PSG because they are very good when it comes to this game. But of course, you saw PSG doing the needful, and in that game, the keeper got injured. He had a scratch on his face, a boot on his face, and of course, he had to leave the game. But it was a good game generally yesterday.
Well, good game for PSG, winning 4-2 against Monaco there. What a big man. Before we go, the young man, Archibong, has actually got a renewed contract with Chelsea. 5 years deal, that's the story. George Archibong extended his deal with Chelsea there. 5 years, that's a good one. Chelsea will actually hold him, and they'll be happy to have him sign with them. Right now, the young man is doing so well with Chelsea. Well, that's it on the show. We have to go now because of our time. Well, Jide Olushola, hopefully Real Madrid Liverpool final.
I don't want that.
You are scared, right?
Because Liverpool, they're in better form than Madrid.
The fear of Liverpool, beginning of wisdom.
But you never can tell. When you get that kind of stage, that's when the spirits
will come
up. And
anyway, take this. Good one. Good to have you on the show. 360 Sport on Trust TV from the entire crew. We say to you, sport is always business and fitness. I'm Adeni Ajishafe. Thanks for watching.
لا إله إلا الله أبو تاتي أبو ياتي أبو يارك سبشي قاد أبنا تكاني سبحان الله ساية مرني لا إله إلا الله بابا عليك أول سبايبيت بابا عليك أول سبايبيت أنا رسول الله لو بدكي أنا رسول الله لو بدكي لا إله إلا الله سبحان الله يا الله بابا عليك أول shago ya biyar bahagon alkawaji shago ya biyar bahagon alkawaji shago ya biyar ga dabban nan tsakanin bahagon alkawaji shago ya biyar Allah the warrior world championship world championship world championship the warrior 2014 subhanallah wani kaina ana ɗauki ba naɗi ba hakon alkawoci ɗan kawoci da ɗan taka lafiya gaishe da sabon ya biyar mastacin ga dabban na ana ɗauki ba naɗi